Hey there, I'm Isabella, a 28-year-old marketing exec living in the suburbs of Chicago. I'm sitting in my favorite coffee shop, trying to focus on work, when my phone buzzes. It's my sister, Margaret. Ezzy, can you watch the kids tonight? I have a late meeting, she asks. I smile, already knowing my answer. Of course, V, you know I love spending time with Ethan and Sophia. Margaret's voice cracks a little. Thanks, sis. I don't know what I'd do without you. As I hang up, I can't help but think about how much has changed since Margaret's divorce. She's been struggling, and I've been doing my best to be there for her and the kids. Later that evening, I'm at her place, helping Ethan with his math homework while Sophia colors nearby. The doorbell rings, and my stomach drops when I hear familiar voices in the hallway. Mom? Dad? What are you doing here? Margaret asks, surprised. I cringe, already knowing this won't go well. Our parents, Robert and Linda, are well-off real estate developers, always with a sense of superiority. They favored Margaret for years, but since her divorce, they've been relentless. We came to check on our grandchildren, Mom says, her voice dripping with fake sweetness. I roll my eyes and prepare for what's coming. As they step into the living room, Dad's eyes narrow when he spots me. Oh, Isabella, you're here too. Yeah, just helping my sister, I reply, my voice laced with sarcasm. You know, being supportive. Mom ignores me, her focus solely on Margaret. Darling, we're worried about you. This divorce, it's not good for the children. Have you thought about reconciling with Mark? Margaret's face falls. Mom, we've been through this. The divorce is final. Mark and I aren't getting back together. Dad cuts in, his voice cold. You need to think about your reputation. The family's reputation. This divorce is a disgrace. I feel my blood boiling. Are you serious? Margaret's happiness doesn't matter. The fact that Mark was awful doesn't matter. Isabella, stay out of this. Mom snaps, blaring at me. This is why you're still single. No respect for family values. I bite my tongue, thinking about Jake, the amazing guy I've been dating for 6 months. If only they knew. As the argument escalates, I notice Ethan and Sophia looking scared. I kneel down beside them. Hey kiddos, how about we go get some ice cream? Their faces light up, and we sneak out the back door, leaving the chaos behind. As we walk to the ice cream parlor, I can't help but think about my own big news and how I'm going to break it to my family. Later that night, as I'm getting ready for bed, my phone pings. It's a text from Jake. Can't wait to see you tomorrow. Love you. I smile, my hand instinctively moving to my stomach. I'm pregnant, and I'm terrified of how my family will react. But as I drift off to sleep, I promise myself and my baby that no matter what happens, we'll be just fine. The next evening, I sit at the dinner table, Jake's hand squeezing mine under the tablecloth. My parents, Robert and Linda, sit at the head of the table, looking as uptight as ever. I clear my throat. So I have some news. All eyes turn to me. Here goes nothing. Jake and we're having a baby. Jake beams beside me. We're so excited, he adds, giving my hand another squeeze. The silence that follows is deafening, then all hell breaks loose. What did you just say? Mom shrieks, her face turning a dangerous shade of red. Dad slams his fist on the table, making the silverware rattle. Isabella, how could you be so irresponsible? Out of wedlock? Have you no shame? I feel my cheeks burn. It's the 21st century, Dad. Jake and I love each other. We're happy about this. Mom scoffs. Happy? You've disgraced this family. What will people say? Oh, so that's what this is about. I snap. Your precious reputation. Margaret tries to step in. Mom, Dad, please, can't we just? But Dad cuts her off. Don't you start, Margaret. We're not done with you either. A chill runs down my spine. What's that supposed to mean? Mom's face twists into a smug smile. Well, since you asked, we decided to sue for custody of Ethan and Sophia. The room goes silent. Margaret's face goes pale. What? She whispers. You heard us, Dad says, his tone cold. With your demanding job and this messy divorce, you're clearly an unfit mother. We're doing what's best for the children. I can't believe what I'm hearing. Are you kidding me? Margaret is an amazing mom. You can't do this. We can and we will, Mom says flatly. Unless what? I ask, dreading the answer. Dad leans forward. Unless you fix your little mistake. We'll forget this whole pregnancy nonsense if you do the right thing. I feel like I've been slapped. Fix my mistake? You mean get rid of my baby? Are you out of your minds? Jake stands abruptly, his chair scraping against the floor. That's enough. Isabella, we're leaving. But I'm not done. I turn to Margaret. Sis, you can't let them do this. Fight them. Margaret just sits there, tears streaming down her face, saying nothing. Dad points to the door. Get out. You're no daughter of ours. Gladly, I spit back, grabbing my purse. As Jake and I head for the door, I turn back one last time. You know what? I feel sorry for you. You're so obsessed with appearances that you've forgotten what really matters. Family, love, happiness. You're the ones who should be ashamed. With that, we walk out, slamming the door behind us. Once we're in the car, the reality of what just happened crashes down on me, and I break down, sobbing uncontrollably. Jake pulls me into his arms. It's okay, Azzy. We've got each other. We've got our baby. That's all that matters. As we drive away from my childhood home, I realize he's right. This isn't the end. It's just the beginning of a new chapter, and I'm ready to fight for it. It's been a whirlwind few months since that disastrous family dinner. Jake and I found a cozy little apartment, and let me tell you, waking up next to him every morning makes all the drama worth it. Plus, this baby bump of mine is getting harder to ignore, in a good way. But it's not all sunshine and rainbows. Margaret's custody battle is in full swing, and it's really taking a toll on her. One afternoon, I stop by her place and find her surrounded by legal papers, looking like she hasn't slept in days. Hey V, how are you holding up? She looks up at me, dark circles under her eyes. I'm hanging in there, barely. I plop down next to her on the couch. Listen, I've been thinking. We need to fight fire with fire. What do you mean? She asks, confused. I take a deep breath. I hired a private investigator to look into Mom and Dad's business dealings. Margaret's eyes widen. You did what? Hear me out, I say, leaning in. The PI found some interesting stuff. Embezzlement, offshore accounts, property flipping schemes. As I fill her in on the details, Margaret's jaw drops lower with each revelation. Holy, I can't believe it, she whispers. Believe it, sis. Our dear parents aren't as squeaky clean as they pretend to be. Margaret shakes her head, still in shock. But how does this help us? I lean in closer, a plan forming in my mind. Think about it. They're trying to paint you as an unfit mother. Well, how about we show the court who the real unfit guardians are? A spark of hope flickers in Margaret's eyes. You really think we can beat them? I know we can, I say confidently. But V, you've got to be ready for a fight. No more sitting quietly while they steamroll over us. Are you with me? For a moment, she hesitates. Then, straightening her shoulders, she nods. I'm with you. For Ethan and Sophia. For all of us. We spend the next few hours plotting, our heads bent together over my laptop. As we work, I feel the baby kick, as if saying, You've got this, Mom. That night, I drift off to sleep with my mind racing with plans and possibilities. Mom and Dad think they've got all the power, but they're in for one heck of a surprise. This mama bear is ready to roar, and I got the truth on my side. Maybe, just maybe, we'll save our family in the process, not the family they wanted us to be, but the family we choose to create. Strong, supportive, and real. The day of the custody hearing arrives, and I'm a bundle of nerves. My baby bump is now impossible to hide, and Jake has been my rock through it all. As we walk into the courthouse, I spot Margaret pacing nervously. You ready for this? I ask her. She nods, determination shining in her eyes. Let's do this. For Ethan and Sophia. Inside the courtroom, the tension is thick. Mom and Dad sit there looking smug as ever. If only they knew what was coming. When it's my turn to testify, I take a deep breath and spill it all. Your Honor, I say, my voice shaking but strong. My parents aren't fit to raise a goldfish, let alone 2 children. They see kids as accessories, not human beings with needs and feelings. Mom's face turns purple with rage, but I keep going. I tell the court about the anonymous tip to the SEC about their shady business dealings. Then Margaret takes the stand, presenting evidence of how Mom and Dad tried to manipulate Ethan and Sophia, filling their heads with lies about their mother. With every word, the truth chips away at the perfect facade our parents have built. This time, we aren't backing down. The judge, thoroughly unimpressed with my parents, doesn't take long to make her decision. Custody remains with the mother, Margaret. This case is dismissed. The relief on Margaret's face is palpable, but the drama isn't over. As we leave the courtroom, two men in suits approach Mom and Dad. Robert and Linda, we're with the Securities and Exchange Commission. You're under arrest for multiple financial crimes. Watching them being led away in handcuffs, I feel nothing. No joy, no sadness, just a sense of closure. Months pass and life settles into a new rhythm. Jake and I welcome our daughter, Hope, into the world. Holding her for the first time, I make a silent promise to always put her needs first. Margaret throws herself into being the best mom she can be. Seeing her with Ethan and Sophia, laughing, playing, makes all the struggles worth it. Jake and I have a small, intimate wedding. No fancy frills, just love and our closest friends. Margaret is my maid of honor, of course. As for Mom and Dad, last I heard, they're facing years in prison. Their assets are frozen, their reputation in tatters. But honestly, I don't think about them much these days. One sunny afternoon, I'm sitting in our backyard, Hope napping in her bassinet. Jake's grading papers, and I can hear Margaret and the kids laughing as they set up for a barbecue. I think about how far we've come, the family I've created. Jake, Hope, Margaret, Ethan, and Sophia. It's not perfect, but it's real. It's built on love, support, and honesty. Penny for your thoughts, Jake says, smiling as he leans into me. I smile back, just thinking about how lucky we are. How sometimes the family you choose is stronger than the one you're born into. Couldn't agree more, he says, squeezing my hand. As the smell of the grill fills the air and the kids' excited chatter echoes in the background, I know this is what family should be. We've been through hell, but we've come out stronger. And the future? It's looking brighter than ever. Now I have a question for you. How far would you go to protect your loved ones from manipulative family members? Would you expose their illegal activities, even if it meant potentially destroying your family's reputation and sending your own parents to prison? Share your thoughts in the comments below.